Yesterday on the YouTube channel, I showed you guys a route that freezes in the flat and then jets over the middle once the zones have dispersed, making for very easy checkdowns against zones of all types. Now today, we're going to take a similar concept to that to a very meta offensive formation. You're running into this formation left and right, and this play is criminally underused by the pro player community, and it's known as the motion fork H choice. And it's found in the trips tight end flex, and this is in the Detroit Lions offensive playbook. Now, you probably know the Detroit Lions offensive playbook for this formation, but specifically for the play known as motion Y post. Namely, that middle receiver on the whip return over the middle gives a lot of players problems, especially when paired with that tight end post. Now, if you guys struggle with that play in particular, give this video a like button. Helps me know what you guys are enjoying and looking for here on the YouTube channel. But you guys should also be taking a look at gridirongameplans.gg, where in my next vault update, I'm going to be showing you guys how to absolutely obliterate this meta. It will be the first vault update of the month of November, so make sure that you guys are on the lookout for that. You guys can unlock the entire website for $9.95 per month. I assure you, this first vault update of November is going to be absolutely huge. But the play we're going to be taking a look at is the motion fork H choice. As you guys recall, yesterday, we kind of had that route that was breaking over the middle. This is a very, very similar concept. And I love that this route actually has a lot of differing timings on the way that it breaks over the middle. And it all depends on the route combo you put on the field. So we're going to start off here with a little bit of a Tampa 2 and kind of explain how you guys can run this. Now, the reason that this route is so good is that this hitches up like, let's say I were to put Randy Moss on a hitch. It's basically going to hitch up the same way and kind of show the numbers to the quarterback. And then after about a split second, or really depending on the timing or the route combination that you put on the field, it will break over the middle. Sometimes it's going to go quickly. Other times it's going to wait a little bit longer before cutting over the middle, which is going to make it better when it does finally break over the middle. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to basically run a corner route over the top of my hitch route. If you guys were to have a regular hitch on the outside with a corner route, this is called a smash combo. Typically with a smash combo and you're utilizing trips, you're also going to use a third receiver on a streak. This is going to make it so a safety in a cover 2 has to respect Moss down the middle, but also has to get width towards the sideline to Deebo Samuel for the corner route. Then when you factor in Deebo Samuel on the corner route with McConkey on the hitch portion of his route, this is going to high-low Deion Sanders, who is the outside corner in a cloud flat. So when we take a look at this, you're going to see here that Deion has to back up, and this is going to really allow you to throw the ball either as he hitches or as he breaks over the middle, because we're not only high-lowing the outside corner, we're also driving off the hook zone defenders in the middle of the field. So what you can kind of see here is that depending on your route combo, McConkey would be open if he kind of stopped and showed his numbers longer. But right here, because we're driving off the hook zones, he's going to go ahead and find that open grass in the middle of the field and make himself available for an easy check down. So that's a really, really cool way that you guys can kind of mix this in. Now, another thing that you could do with this is run a corner route from the inside receiver, Moss. And then if you wanted to, you could stress that flat defender even more right here with a flat route to Deebo. This is not necessarily going to put the half safety in conflict like we did in the last example, but what this will do is this will make it so, you know, that outside flat zone can't really get into the play. And again, you're still going to have this check down over the middle to McConkey on this route. Now, the other thing that you could do, of course, with something like this is to run kind of a dagger concept with this. In this particular context, we would go against a cover 2 and we would drive off the mid-read zone with Randy Moss, and then we would rip the deep in route behind and underneath of the mid zone to Deebo Samuel, with our check down being this little route. So in this case, we're not going to throw it right away, but you could go high-low with Y and X over the middle, depending on where the user is. This would be much better in an online setting, obviously, because in a lot of cases, the user might chase the seam or, you know, chase a different route on the field. And you're going to have, if they have an undisciplined user, a patch of turf underneath where you could actually throw this. And of course, I could throw this right now to McConkey underneath of this vertical hook. If this vertical hook plays low, you're going to have the dagger that's underneath of the seam. This is basically a drive combo in addition to a dagger combo, and it's going to work really, really well against a defensive user. So this is some of the ways that you can really attack a cover 2. But what I'm going to do here is kind of take this into more of like a cover 3 setting. And this is going to be where this route really shines, because so many players online like to run, whether it's dollar with a 4-man blitz, and then they have a flat zone and a hook zone and another flat zone and then 4 deep defenders. The middle of the field is very hard to guard unless your switch stick is great. And this is a route that's a backbreaker for a lot of players. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into, let's just go 3-3 odd, and we'll call kind of like a cover 3 sky. Now, with this type of coverage, it's important that you understand that you have to make sure that any flat defender, whether it's a hard flat or a curl flat defender, is occupied. So we're going to send somebody to the flat. I would recommend Deebo Samuel. That's going to make sure a flat defender cannot make a play on McConkey. Then from there, what we're going to do is we are going to work against most players in a cover 3. The slant post combo is very, very popular. If you guys were to be running the motion post play, a lot of players will run it like this. Similar concept. So we're going to kind of adapt that into this concept here, where you're going to see that we're basically running the same thing, but a different little double move route. It's not Samuel on a whip over the middle. It's McConkey on the basically hitch and then slant route. So what you're going to see against cover 3 and cover 4 a lot of times is that he's going to wait a little bit longer before he breaks over the middle. Remember against the cover 2, he kind of got over the middle more quickly. That's because in cover 2, those zones are taught to drive deep in the seam because there's a lot of space in between the safeties. Those hook defenders are trained to get back further. So he wants to get into that void a little bit sooner against a cover 2. Against a cover 3 though, you're definitely going to notice that he wants to let Moss kind of pull that hook zone. He wants the tight end on the post to pull that hook zone. So it's a little bit of a longer delay. You could definitely see how much longer it takes, but he's going to hit that area of the field and it's going to be wide open in the same way against cover 3 as it was against the cover 2. And real quick, I just want to show you that cover 4 is also going to be played the same way. Cover 3 and cover 4 both utilize curl flats and hook curls. So it doesn't really matter in terms of the underneath manipulation, you know, what you're doing here against this, whether it's cover 3 or cover 4. It's going to work the exact same way. The little pause, and then you see actually right there, he actually hitched up much longer. And that's fine as well. I mean, he's still open. This is the importance of, you know, utilizing the flat. It's really going to make sure that the purple zone doesn't impact the play. Again, kind of watch here. Definitely a prolonged pause, and then he's going to break over the middle. And basically, he's just reading grass. This route is very, very intelligent. Now, one other thing that I do want to leave you guys with before I end this video is that this is a cool little route that you guys could utilize against other coverages as well via motion. So with this play, we're getting rid of the auto motion, but let's go ahead just for the sake of argument here. I'm going to put the tight end on a corner route, and I'm going to smart route it down so it gets out to the sideline a little bit more quickly. If you recall yesterday, we did a concept in which I motioned our little route to the outside and then it froze and then it broke. We could actually do a similar concept here with Moss, where we're going to go ahead and snap the ball in motion. He's going to stop. And then he basically, you see right there, he just kind of read the grass. He said, oh, I'm safe here. You know, I'm underneath of this cloud flat. I'm underneath of this, you know, this hook defender in the middle of the field. Basically with this, we're using Kittle to drive off this guy, so he's not a threat to stop Moss. And he basically knows right here that if he goes quickly into the flat, he's going to end up being covered by Deion Sanders. So he just hitches up and stays longer than he did against the cover 2 when he's breaking over the middle. When it's to the outside, he's wise on this. So this might be honestly the smartest route in Madden when it comes to the way it reads zone. You see right here, it just hitches up. Now in our next example, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold the ball a little bit longer. I'm even going to smart route down Kittle a little bit more. And the reason that I want to do that is I really want him to get over the top of that cloud flat Deion Sanders a little sooner. So hopefully the pass rush doesn't impact us too much here. I'm going to go ahead and snap the ball, similar timing. He's going to hitch up. And then you see later in the play, he started to break. Now, right there, I was a little bit, you know, forced by the, you know, the pass rush a little bit. But obviously in a situation where you're not getting shed or whatever, this is a cool little route that you can throw. Now, obviously as well, depending on the timing at which you snap this, it might make more sense for you to wait a little bit longer. So maybe something like here instead. You see, he kind of shows his numbers. I mean, just look how open he is. I mean, it's there, just throw it. And then later in the play, he's going to break to the sideline. And of course, that flat zone defender is, you know, being pulled up the field by the corner route. So this is kind of what I'm trying to illustrate. It's like right here, he says, okay, I'm safe right here. But as you can imagine, if he immediately comes into the sideline, that's going to draw the attention of Deion. So in this particular case, he's like, I'm going to chill here until Deion really backs up even further. And you see right here, Dion starts to turn his hips right as the sack is occurring. But you see right here, he's starting to like really pay attention to the corner route. At this point, that's when this route is going to say, okay, I'm going to go to the sideline. And you could actually see that he flinched right here to start to turn. I'm going to try to get you guys a really good example of this because I don't want you to just trust me. I want you to see it here in this example. So let's go to something with a 3-man rush where we're not going to see a shed right away. So here's like Tampa 2 spot. So again, I'm putting this corner out. I'm custom stemming it down. You could do whatever you want on the backside. I think dagger's fine. You could go drive combo as well. I would actually avoid drive though, because you don't want McConkey running into the same area that Moss is going to be in. So I think dagger makes a lot more sense. If you want to put the running back on a check down underneath, you know, something that goes to the opposite side of the field, a Texas route, if you have running back apprentice, that's cool. But you're going to see here with this, again, I'm just going to kind of put him out here on this route, snap it. He's going to freeze. He's going to hold, and then he starts to break into the sideline. Now, again, if it's a soft squat, it's going to bite down on that. So you don't want that to occur. But if it's a cloud flat, it's going to drop way back with that, and you're going to be in a real good spot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. This is going to help the Detroit Lions players. This formation is very, very tough. I don't see enough players running this particular concept, though. I think it's really, really good, and you guys should utilize it because zone just does not react to that route at all, and it's a killer. It's a backbreaker, a really, really good third or fourth down conversion type money route you could go to a couple times a game. So I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys Monday. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab in. Good luck.